Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing Surviving Mars, and last episode we kind of expanded a little bit over here because we're wanting to kind of capitalize on all the resources available to us. So first things first, of course, we are wanting to expand this way to go towards our research. Otherwise, we can head over here and start utilizing some concrete and some metals. Right now for our concrete, we're doing all right. We aren't running out anytime soon, so I think our best bet is to kind of go over here, or our best, what I want to do is start working towards our research. Of course, we're going to go through, we're going to load all of these resources, drop them back on, because any surface metals or surface polymers that we have access to is going to be for the best, and kind of work this way towards this beautiful research site, which is what I want. So we have a couple ways of doing this. The first way is to build a chaining network of small little biomes. We'll have like a microbiome in the center that they can access to get like shopping taken care of, all that kind of stuff, and that way the residents in this biome and the residents in this biome can kind of share a central kind of all utility biome. It could also be, which is something that they can utilize both for. We could also have it be like a solar panel lab, but something I haven't tried before is the shuttle hub. So the shuttle hub, basically when we take a look at it, it says that it houses and refuels shuttles that facilitate long-range resource transportation between depots and resettling of colonists between domes. So I'm assuming that if we put that here, when our people come and land here at the landing pad, they get onto a shuttle and the shuttle brings them back over here. That does mean that each little section here is going to have to be a self-sustaining area, but that isn't necessarily the worst idea ever, especially because, you know, we're overproducing food currently. We consume 2 food and we're producing more than that. A lot more. I don't know. It's saying that we aren't, but I'm pretty sure we are because we have this farm going. And like, look at this food depot, right? Like, that's a lot. So, you know, this one with the research in it isn't going to have this food until the food kind of balances out other places. So since this transports resources too, if this is running out of food, then we'll just be able to share food, I think. Like I said, I haven't done this before, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. What's this? It's our RC transport. Oh yeah, he's gonna go grab polymers. So taking a look at this map, we have pretty much this first third kind of like chunked out, which is awesome. Kind of gives us a good overview. We haven't really, you know, we have some water up here, but as for the majority of it, it looks like this is like where the majority of our water is, which isn't great because our water is only producing, oh, okay, so we can produce up to 6, but it's only producing 4.4 right now because that's all that we require to kind of like maintain equilibrium now that all of our water stuff is kind of like figured out. Can produce 3.8 more water if needed, which is fine. So it will be able to support 1 extra kind of dome without any like water, before we have to get into like water vaporizers and that kind of stuff. Okay, so we hit an achievement, unlocked open the pod bay, built a shuttle hub, and then it also says there's no fuel for shuttles, but that's just because I don't think we've been making fuel now that our rocket is in here. Yeah, so that's fine. Oh, where are you going, dude? All right, goodbye. We have 1 in flight right now. Shuttles facilitate long-range transportation of resources between storages and people between domes. Easy peasy. So that's just gonna keep doing what it's gotta do to make sure everything is kind of like balanced out, I believe. What's the range on this? Do we only need 1? That would be really nice. Back to over here, I was going through and I was flattening out everything from here, and this is finished flattening out. So let's go ahead and take a look at our domes. About 60% of the way towards our medium domes, which is what I'd like to put over here. Looks like we found another anomaly, so let's get our RC Explorer over here to scan this anomaly. Looks like we discovered service bots, which is awesome. Go ahead and increase that for us. Here we go. A non-medical service building upgrades. Service bots. Service buildings no longer require workers and operate at 100 performance, freeing our colonists of dealing with the most mundane of chores. Let's go ahead and get that, because that means we don't need as many non-specialized people to work, of course. Okay, looks like we need to get another supply pod. We're going to need some polymers, and we're gonna need some electronics. Let's go ahead and launch that. Make sure our RC transport is picking up resources and bringing them back, because that'll help with our polymer problem. Make sure we go ahead and salvage that. Uh-oh, okay, let's slow this down. Meteor storm, okay. Due to hit one sensor tower. Uh-oh, where is it? Where's our sensor tower again? Right here? Where is it supposed to be hitting? I think pretty much everything is in an area where it can be affected. Let's go ahead and move you over here. So I think everything else is kind of in an area where it can be repaired by stuff. Ooh, we completed our low G. Perfect, which means that we can get our medium domes built. So let's go ahead and build one right here. It's just on the edge. Uneven terrain. Where do we... I think the only resource... Here, let's check. That accesses this is just this micro dome. It's just this. We can't really get an access to any of this other stuff. So I think we're just gonna leave it, considering we just really want like a nice research kind of dome over here, but it still needs to be big enough that we can have a couple other things in it. So let's go ahead and do the medium dome, and let's go ahead and we're gonna place it right here so that way it gets the 15% research site bonus. This is where it is going to be built. Next thing we need to do, of course, is get some drone hubs to be intersecting with it. All right, so I went ahead and created our drone hub linked network here. It's going to spread across here, and they'll be able to start building on this medium dome. So our drones here, which reminds me, we're probably gonna need another shuttle with another cargo, not a cargo rocket, a supply pod, and let's go ahead and just fill it full of electronics, because that's what we're really lacking right now. So I'm thinking this dome is going to house our electronics factory, which we are currently in the process of, after we do this one, which generates 100 soul per RC Explorer. Fantastic. We're also going to increase our, we're going to do our micro manufacturing, which will help us with our huge leak of electronic parts right now. That'll help subsidize that quite a lot. You know, polymers are found on the surface of the planet, but electronic and machine parts, you do have to create a factory for it. So we're going to have some of our people living here. They're going to be working on science research, and then the other part are going to come over here and like probably do some electronics. Over here, we're going to want some more geologists to mine these underground metals here, all these places. So let's go ahead and take a look at the domes available here. A medium dome. We can get access to all of them, but we do need to even this out a little bit. So we'll go ahead and even it out. Let's see, where do we want it? We'll probably want it here so that way we can get the rare metals and all of that kind of stuff. It is an uneven terrain. So let's go ahead and flatten this area out as much as we can. Drones here, we'll be able to start working on that. Flatten this out, and that way we get the vista, the metals, and the underground rare metals. And here we can see our shuttle coming to deposit some extra materials and stuff here at this universal depot. Whenever you're doing the drone hub kind of like link up that you need to do, putting a universal depot is here. Our shuttles will kind of spread out our resources a little bit more evenly, so that way everything has the supplies and stuff that it needs. We discovered 3 new planetary anomalies, which we can absolutely look into once our rocket lands back down here on Mars, after we get some people to move in. And here comes our meteor storm. You can kind of see it's in these sectors over here, so we don't have to worry too much about it affecting anything that's already built yet. But it's something to keep in mind that all of these pocks are from meteors actually hitting, so it will be close over here to getting hit by some meteors, but we still just want to harvest that, you know, that science. So worth the risk, in my opinion. Ooh, and it looks like we did go ahead and find another anomaly, so let's go ahead and get our RC Explorer to scan that anomaly. So a lot of things just opened up. No research complete. AI anomaly, we gained 1500 research. Low resource of machine parts, so we'll probably need to get another supply pod, or we could do a cargo rocket. I think we're gonna go with the resupply of our cargo rocket. That way we can haul back some, not only get the parts that we need, but we can also get some prefabs that'll help us, including some Stirling generators and electronics factory all set and ready. And this way we can also haul back some of the rare metals that we have been just producing. So let's go ahead and launch it. And that is gonna come, and we'll be able to do a nice exchange that way. Meanwhile, they are getting to work building over here, and they finished over here as well. So let's go ahead and get a dome. Let's do a bigger dome, like a medium dome. See how much of this stuff we can get in here. Go ahead and build that there, and they will slowly work on building that out. Ooh, we found a new anomaly. Of course, we want our RC Explorer to come and scan it. And then alternatively, we also want to make sure, as we're researching electronics factory. Let's go ahead and do that one up. And then the other thing I wanted to make sure that we had before we bring a bunch of people over is Martian education, because now that we're bringing a bunch of people on and we had the breakthrough of service spots, the need for unspecialized people is going to be really low, but our people applying are going to be very, you know, we're going to get people who aren't specialized in stuff, especially as, you know, we have kids and all that eventually. So we're going to add that to our research list. All right, so our supply pod carrying polymers has landed, and we are currently landing our Cooperation 1, which holds an electronics factory, 25 machine parts, so we should have plenty to complete the builds that we are working on currently. And our drones will come out and they will be like, wow, look at all this stuff, we can share the wealth. Another thing I noticed is we are running low on concrete, so each of these medium domes require 120 concrete to build. Of course, I do want to do the bigger domes, I think. I hope. Yeah, I think so. Because that way they'll be kind of self-sustaining, self-isolated, which will be good. I mean, maybe we only need the small ones. I don't know. I'd rather have too much space than not enough space, especially because this is going to be kind of like an easier playthrough. We don't really have to guard our resources super tough like. So yeah, we have this RC commander here. Let's go ahead and make sure he comes over here. Then our RC transport, let's go ahead and load resources. We want to load for this. No, it needs machine parts. Oh, well, it doesn't need to do any of that. I guess they're already on top of it. Let's go ahead and unload all of its resources, actually. And we'll just let our shuttle keep doing its thing. It's doing a very good job of like making sure everything has its own space and has everything that it requires. It's just a little bit slow, but that's okay. We also have a sensor tower going up here that's going to help protect this dome, and we're also going to build one over here to help protect this dome as well from any upcoming like threats and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, and I built a ramp down here towards our water because I couldn't hook up the water to it. So let's go to build. We're going to go to life support, pipes. We're gonna bring this pipe over here to here to here. Okay, and so that's a little bit janky, doesn't look the cutest, but that's all right. And this is going to mean that all of our water and all of our oxygen is shared between all of our domes just through this one pipe, which is really nice. And that way life support is shared through all of our future domes. Then we're gonna start, of course, building up some extra concrete here. We're just waiting on some machine parts to make its way. But I think this is a pretty good spot to leave this episode. So thank you so much for joining me on this Let's Play series. As always, check out the description. It has a link to all my social media, including my TikTok and my sticker shop. But if you'd like to support me for free here on YouTube, I'd really appreciate that. All you have to do is like, comment, share this video, as well as subscribe to my channel. All of that really helps the YouTube algorithm get my content in front of more people's faces. So until I see you guys again, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.